Everybody in the building, man. Yeah, man, today we're going to be talking about Rashad Murphy, man. If you don't know who that is, that's one of the suspects in the Julio Fulio case, right? Alleged unaliver who took out Julio Fulio, you know, at that hotel, motel / Holiday Inn he was at after following his birthday party. Yeah, he was one of the gunmen, man, one of the triggermen. He been locked up for a while. He upset about his treatment in jail, you know, and he came up with or concocted this whole plan to plead insanity, y'all. He said he was crazy at the time. Yeah, that's what him and his lawyers are planning to go with, according to the news.
Asking the court to hire a forensic neuropsychologist to put together a pretty comprehensive report on Murphy. Investigators say Murphy is one of the people who shot Julio Fulio.
Saying this dude is gonna plead insanity, y'all. You know, it's crazy. I said, what? Then on top of that, update bombshell. They dropped something else on me talking about, all right, so now he wants to fire his attorney and represent himself. This dude is on a death penalty case, y'all. You know, where he could face the rest of his life in jail or, you know, be eliminated by the government, you know, for the crimes that he has committed.
Wants to get rid of his lawyer and surprisingly represent himself. And that can get kind of dicey, not only because you have no law experience, but also because this isn't traffic court. It's a murder case that, if convicted, a jury could not only send you away for life, but also vote to put you to death. Rashad Murphy has been in jail since his arrest last summer.
Which is just, like, why would you, but I don't know. I guess he ain't trusting his attorney, or maybe somebody put it in his brain that, hey, if you do it like this and do it like that, you got a better chance of getting off. Man, I don't know. But he most definitely is trying to represent himself. I was watching Law and Crime. You know, attorney came on there. They was asking him about this whole situation. He said, this dude is nuts.
I think this guy's nuts. I think that's why. I mean, he wants to defend himself, which is insane, in a death penalty case. And then he actually has said that he may use an insanity defense, which also is insane in itself when the facts show otherwise, that these guys had meticulous planning and attempts to cover up crime. And when you have that, good luck in getting an insanity defense, because to sustain an insanity defense, you have to have an established medical condition, and you have to not know the difference between right and wrong. But when you meticulously plan and then try to cover up your tracks, that shows you knew the difference between right and wrong. It shows you knew what you did was illegal. And when you want to just try to put forward an insanity defense as your own lawyer, it doubles the level of difficulty.
I agree. He is nuts. He out of his mind. But I guess that goes with his insanity plea, right? That he knows not what he do. He is something most definitely off in his head. You know, you facing one of the biggest cases probably of your life, fighting for your life, and you gonna fire your attorney.
At the last hearing, I find that Mr. Murphy's request to represent himself was not unequivocal. At one point he said he wanted to represent himself, then he said he wanted time to hire new counsel, and I candidly am still unsure as to really what Mr. Murphy truly wants. I suspect that Mr. Murphy, understandably so, is very frustrated by the restrictions he's been placed on in Hillsborough County Jail. So what I would like to do, Mr. Murphy, before we get into the issue of whether or not you're actually going to waive a very important right, constitutional right to be represented by counsel, I've asked the representative from the jail, Ms. Hamill Harris, to be here, and I'm going to delve a little further into what the restrictions are and see if I can get a better grasp on what's going on there. So with your permission, I'd like to set off the Ferretta for now, let Mr. Gonzalez go ahead represent you for this portion, and then after we kind of work through those issues, then we can go on to the Ferretta colloquy, assuming you still want to go forward with your intention to represent yourself. Does that sound good to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, hey, whatever's clever, I'm not passing judgment on nobody, just something that I ran across that just blew my mind.
To give up your right to be represented by counsel is, in my opinion, such a fundamental mistake on your part. But the Constitution, the United States Constitution, allows people to make horrible mistakes and choose to represent themselves when they should not. But I think you may be under the incorrect impression that if you choose to represent yourself, then you can file your demand for speedy trial, and then a magic wand will be waved and you'll be home sooner. And I don't think that is a correct assumption at all. And the downside to you is literally the ending of your life via the death penalty. That's the downside for you rolling the dice. So I just need, if you wish to pursue representing yourself, we'll have the Feretta colloquy, and I will go over everything, every way you're going to be hindered by making that choice. And if I find that you are knowingly and voluntarily waiving your right to be represented by counsel, and then I will grant your request. But I don't want you to think that that means you're going to turn around and file a demand for speedy trial and I'm necessarily going to grant it. Because I anticipate the state will file some type of motion to strike it.
R.I.P. Julio Fulio, man. R.I.P. to whoever was lost on the other side. It's just crazy out here, man. These youngins is wilding out, throwing their life away at the drop of a dime, man. Most definitely subscribe and hit that like button. Sidewalk Gang, checking out.